Hey there, this is Angela Anderson. Thanks for joining me today. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how to paint a snow globe using acrylic paints. It'll be step by step. I'll show you all the way through how to draw it and paint it. Got my husband Mark with me.
Hey there, everybody.
He is man in chat for the live show, so let's get started. All right, so this is, I'm going to use a little bit smaller canvas today. I've got an 8x8 canvas panel, and I've prepped it with a coat of black and ultramarine blue, and then I thought about it later, and I was like, that was probably not smart, because now I've got to mix that perfect color if I want to fix any mistakes. So I might just do black next time, I'd say. Might not be that smart. Who's smarter than who, right? So let's go ahead and sketch it out really quick, and I am going to use just a lid. I found one that was kind of big enough to sort of fit and leave just a little bit room at the bottom. So really any size that works for you. You could upsize your canvas accordingly. Just get a lid or a plate even that's big enough. So there's my snow globe, and then I'm going to do a diagonal. If you want to kind of find the center of it and then sort of try to match it, you can even measure and just make sure that you're getting these sides kind of evenly spaced, and then angle them out just a little bit. And then we're going to cut off the top just a bit from there to there. So the bottom of that snow globe is kind of resting in its base. And then we're going to match this curve here, down here. Don't look at this line. Look at this one. And try to match that up like that. So that's our snow globe. We're going to keep it real simple today. I'm not going to get super fancy with the stand or anything like that. And then I thought in the background in my picture, I've got some like glowing lights in the background. So go ahead and pop that picture up there, hon. Thanks. Go over our palette really quick. I've got some glazing liquid set out. This is the golden acrylic glazing liquid that extends the dry time a little bit. That'll help with some of our transparent effects. This is carbon black. Zinc white, that's also just a transparent white. If you don't have that, you can just add this to your white or some water to your white. So this is Unbleached Titanium, Titanium White, Quinacridone Magenta, Cadmium Red Medium, Cadmium Red Light, Cadmium Yellow Medium, Yellow Oxide, Phthalo Green Yellow Shade, Phthalo Blue Green Shade, Ultramarine Blue, Burnt Sienna, and Burnt Umber. That's a mouthful. May not use all those colors, but I'm just kind of putting out a variety there, and we're going to see what we might need as we go along. So.
Oh, you're going to use all of them.
I'll probably use all of them.
You're going to have to. I want
to use all the paints.
Okay. And
then I've got a variety of small flats and small rounds. So just whatever you happen to have. You'll want some very small, kind of medium size detail brushes. Just like I said, whatever you happen to have. A couple of angle brushes might be helpful as well. And then you'll probably want like a very small spotter or liner brush to do some of the finer details. And then either a fan brush or a toothbrush to do some of our splattering. And then like some sort of scrubber brush, stiff bristle brush to do some of the snow effects. And then if you want to do the lights, if you have these little sponge daubers, they're very cheap. Just get a couple of different varieties. This one's not one of my favorites because it's got it on both sides. So first thing I'm going to do though is go ahead and splatter on the inside of this and let that be drying. So I'm going to kind of set up some barriers here if I can, and try not to get it on my background. And I'm going to dip into my, actually I'll use that. Dip into my water and then grab a little bit of that titanium white. And I'll use the toothbrush this time. I feel like the toothbrush is a little bit more accurate than the fan brush for me. So, plus it gives you a little bit smaller flakes. So I'm going to tap it off onto my paper towel. That's really important to get off the extra water out of it. And I'm going to use my hand to also kind of shield where I don't want it to go. And I'm going to hold it in my fist real close up to the end and then use my thumb and point it straight down at where I want it to go. And that way I can kind of control those splatters and make them go down into our little snow globe. Okay, that's good. Now, if you get any outside the area that you want them, then just take your wet towel and just immediately wipe them off. They'll come right off.
Wow, that was quick. We're done. Good snow globe. Hey, thanks everybody for joining us. Give us a thumbs up if you like it.
Nice. That
subscribe. Hey, we're only about 100 people away from 100,000 subscribers today.
That's right. If it happens today, we'll start we're going to actually do a giveaway today during the live show.
Right.
So if you're watching us live, you might want to stick around for that. We'll be giving away one of my ugly Christmas sweaters.
Yeah.
So we'll tell it later.
Yeah. But anyways, if you're new, first time watching, subscribe to the channel.
Yes, please.
You might be the 100,000th.
Ooh, nice.
You never know.
Is there a prize for 100,000th? No. Because then people are going to unsubscribe and resubscribe to try to get
let's not do that.
No. Okay, so I'm wetting down my little sponges. I don't know what colors I'm going to, if I'm going to use all of them yet, but I think I'm just going to use kind of a variety of colors. It looked like there was kind of reds and golds in the photograph that I'm using. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a little bit of that glazing liquid, put that on there. That'll kind of keep the colors from getting too vibrant. And I'll pick up a little bit of Quinacridone Magenta, maybe a little bit of that white, just to kind of pink it out. That looks good. You can test it on a black piece of paper, maybe, if you want to see how dark it's going to be, but I'm going to live dangerously here. We'll maybe go a little bit darker. There we go. I'm going to dab it off and then set it down and just twist in place. You don't want to, you don't need to pounce, and you don't want to shift it from side to side. So I'm going to just do several of those. If you want them a little bit bigger, you can kind of run them in place in a circle. I'm going to get real close to the edge here. This one. Go right off the edge. Can you see those? Okay. Let's get a little bit smaller one here. We'll grab a little bit of our yellow. I grabbed a little bit of white. We'll get that glazing liquid to kind of soften the color so it's more transparent. Let's do some over the top here. Just kind of spinning it lightly and barely pressing down so that I'm getting kind of some, I don't know, it looks like it's sort of flickering maybe a little bit. Get most of that out. Let me grab a little bit of green. Oops, I got a little black. That's all right. It's actually not a bad idea to use that background color too. Maybe make a couple big ones. So maybe, I don't know, maybe it's a Christmas tree behind this or something like that. And we're seeing some of the lights through. Could be. Let's do it gray. Pick up a little bit of that pink as well. So It's like a deeper pink color. Do some of these bigger ones and overlap. There we go. I want to get real close up so that it looks like some of these are kind of behind. You can even kind of tap right up to the glass there. Some of those there. Okay, it's starting to come along a little bit better now. The more is the better with these. It kind of looks better if you've got them overlapping a little bit, I think. Let's do a couple more. These are fun. You can could just do this. What you doing, Mark?
I'm looking up facts.
Okay. Snow globe facts? What kind of facts?
What do you think?
Well, I figured. Just wondering.
Yes.
And grab a little bit of, I'm going to mix the yellow and the pink together. So I've got the, and I grabbed a little bit of the yellow oxide. So it's a little bit toned down yellow. And we'll use that. Ooh, that's bright, shiny. Nice, like that. There we go. Okay, I think we're getting there. I don't want to do too many, so I think we can call that good. Maybe we'll do one off the edge up here. All right. All right, so now I'm going to grab this again, and I'm going to go over my drawing. Make sure I get that on there right. With paint, and that will kind of set that in. It'll make it easier to paint in that edge. So I'm going to get a shorter brush there that'll fit around. And I'm going to mix some white, a little bit of black to kind of gray it out a little bit, and we'll grab that ultramarine blue as well. That's our background color, black and ultramarine. And white. This will just be our first outline color. I'm going to go right up against that cup and try not to press down too hard. So I've got just very light pressure. I'm just using the edge. I can't see what I'm doing.
Do you need to use side cam so you can see around your arm?
Yeah, go ahead.
Let's see if that works.
Here, I'll do this one side. I'll do the side over here.
Well, now nobody can see.
Oh. I got to be able to see it myself with my eyes.
But this is fun.
At least I'm not getting my head in the way. All right, well, you get the idea. Go all the way around. Oh, yes, we did it. We did.
Good job, honey.
Didn't see any of that at all.
You can watch it on a replay.
Okay.
It looked really good.
Thanks. Good plan. Good plan. I like it. I'm going to add a little bit more blue, and I'm going to finish off this bottom with a little bit of a darker kind of bluish shade. And then I'm going to, for the inside of our snow globe, I didn't want to draw it before I went ahead and painted that in, so we didn't have any issues with that. I did kind of do a pre-drawing, but it's kind of mostly disappeared now. So, all right, so it goes up to about like that. So maybe a thumb's width or so above is where you want your house to sit. So you're just going to do kind of a curved oval right in this space right there, you know, right to the bottom of this base. So this should curve up like that for our little snow. area. And then we're going to put a little snowman in ours. So we'll put him right up down close to the bottom. So he'll be kind of big relative to the house, but he's closer to us. So we can kind of oversize him a little bit. Make him there. And then we'll put our house in right here. So we'll do him square right here, and he's kind of tucked behind the snowman there. And then the roof is going to go across right here. Then this part's going to get cut off with our front door is going to have a little V shape like that. Then our door is going to fit that whole space and just be a big oval or a big curved door. Going to have a window right here. Where's the square? And then the roof is, I'm going to kind of exaggerate it and kind of curve it in so that it's a little bit more whimsical. So it's going to kind of curve up and in, and the tip of the roof starts about where this line comes in. So I come out a little bit and then curve it back up to match up with the bottom of the house. Like that. And then we'll give him a little chimney that's tucked in back here. All right, and then the rest of it's just trees. So we'll put a big old pine tree right here. And the snow globe kind of warps the, view. So this pine tree doesn't have to be straight up and down. It can be kind of curved out and then back in here. It kind of can look a little bit weird, and it'll still look right. So we're kind of doing a little bit of a curved line instead of a straight A line like we would normally do on a pine tree. And then let's do another big one right up here that goes real high. Fills up some of that back space behind our snowman. And I think that'll be enough. I thought about putting a light pole, but I think that's another video, like a lantern, but I don't think we have room for him, so we'll save it. All right, so I'm going to grab that color that I mixed up for the bottom right here. That's the black, ultramarine blue, and white. And we'll fill in most of this snow with that to start with. And we'll put a layer of snow on top, obviously, but this will be kind of our under layer. And I'm just kind of scumbling it on there with I've got a number 4.
You said scumbling.
Scumbling is a word. It's a painting term. You always tease me about it every time I use it, but it's real.
It's such an awesome word.
It's a real thing.
You artists crack me up. Hey, what's he doing over there? He's scumbling.
Scumbling.
What's Vincent doing? Oh, he's scumbling.
Scumbling, yeah. I'm going to grab some more of that ultramarine blue and a shadow underneath our snowman. We'll just kind of fill him in with this color. This darker blue. This will be our base layer on him. Then we can grab some of that lighter color. I just wanted the darker color kind of up against that snow layer so that it had a little bit of contrast. So we'll fill him in.
So can we say hi and welcome to everybody officially?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Why was it not official the first time?
Well, just kind of a more warmer.
We did get
nicer.
Up to a late start.
We did.
A little bit. I was piddling and putting out paint colors and stuff. So, but yes, welcome. We're really excited to have you. This is an exciting weekend for us because I think we're going to hit 100,000 subscribers either later on today or tomorrow. So we're going to try to be live during that. If it happens in the middle of the night, it's not going to... we'll be out of luck. But
wake me up.
Yeah. But yeah, we'll be giving away stuff. We've got all kinds of goodies to give away during the live shows. And then we'll have some that if you can't catch the live shows, you can leave comments and have a chance to win some of the stuff. So, yeah.
And so traceables for this?
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a traceable for this on Patreon. Even though Patreon's been in the news lately.
Yep.
A lot of people are mad at them. I had nothing to do with the prices.
The fees and
the
all
fees
that
went,
stuff.
well, yeah.
They just restructured.
They restructured. So instead of $1 for traceables, now it's going to be $1.39 a month for traceables. So, but that's, you know, I don't know. That's their new fee. So just notice it got a little bit of this background color. There we go. Ooh.
It's not as
Super chat.
impressive as a cowbell,
like
but it's
it.
more
No,
holiday.
it's more jingle bell. Yeah, it's perfect.
That's for Janice.
Thank you, Janice.
Thank you so much for your donation.
Merry Christmas to you. Or happy holidays, or whatever it is you celebrate. Hopefully. Let me go ahead. Let's do kind of a wood base. So I'll grab a little bit of burnt sienna to start with, and we'll just going to set that in. Switch to an angle brush. It's a little bit bigger. And I'm just, somebody asked me the other day about how to get the chalk off, and it comes off really easily. All you just do is use a wet cloth. So it wipes right off. Also, you could use a water-soluble pencil, but it didn't show up very well on camera. So I prefer using the chalk on camera. Just seems like it's easier to see. But the water-soluble pencils will actually dissolve into your paint. And you can also wipe them off with water. But if you're using a color on a white canvas, they could tint the canvas. So just be aware of that. Same with chalk, really. If you're using a colored chalk on a white canvas, it can leave evidence.
The canvas is kind of towards the lower part of the camera shot there. So
Thank you.
Go. All right, I got a brief history of snow globes here.
Do you? Okay. Well, give me a second because I'm going to be talking about what I'm doing
Are
here.
you going to talk about painting? Seriously? Jeez.
All right.
What kind of painting channel is this?
I'm going to grab some burnt sienna, or burnt umber, I'm sorry. And I'm going to do a little bit of the burnt umber along this side here. If it's starting to dry, we can let it dry completely and come back to this. But well, it's not a good sign if I'm losing my voice already and it's the first thing today. I've got 3 more videos to do this weekend. Goodness. All right, let me grab a little bit of black. Mix that with those browns. And really want these back sides to kind of almost disappear into that black of our background. So I'm going to put a nice dark shadow underneath our snow. And then do a little bit of dark along that side as well. Pull it in like that. This is probably, I would say this is going to be maybe not first time painting. It'll be a little bit more challenging maybe. I'm going to try to keep it as simple as I can though. So far so good. I mean, so far it's not been hard, I don't think. Hopefully. Grab a little bit of that unbleached titanium, and you can mix that with titanium white and yellow oxide and maybe a little bit of burnt umber. I'm just going to put a little highlight right down the middle, right there with that. I've got very little paint on my brush, and I'm just kind of brushing it from side to side so that it fades out on either side. Okay, that's good for now. We might add a little bit brighter later, but for now I think that'll be enough. Another super chat. What?
Yes, it's
Man,
time for
it's
Maggie.
Christmas.
It is.
Maddie?
Maggie.
Maggie. Thank you,
Yes,
Maggie.
thank you so much, Maggie.
It's awesome.
We'll just leave the lights on there.
Okay.
For the snow globe
Kind of
effect.
like the snow globe.
I know.
Yeah, I know. So we've got a visitor in the studio.
Yes.
He showed up for Christmas, so he's going to be showing up on my Instagram posts, and we'll be giving away our stickman ornament on Instagram. So we'll have details about that later. But we've been working on stickman ornament for a while now, if you've been watching the shows, and he's almost done. I think he'll be done probably next week, and then we'll do the giveaway for him. So we can get it to you maybe before Christmas, hopefully.
So if you're not already, go ahead and stalk Angela on Instagram.
That's right. That's right.
The link's down below in the description.
It's just Thankful Art on Instagram, at Thankful Art. So if you look that up, that's our Instagram handle. Alrighty, what do we want to do now? Let's do the stuff in the back. So we'll do the trees first. So I'm going to grab a little bit of the burnt umber, add a little tiny bit of the titanium white or unbleached titanium to it, and I'm going to go ahead and put a trunk in there and just a few little branches. You'll see just a little tiny bit of this brown through, so we'll go ahead and start with that. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of this phthalo green and add that to that brown. And we'll pull in from the sides. So far you're not going to be able to see a whole lot at this first couple layers, so that's normal. Until we add some white to it, it'll be pretty dark. Go right up to that roof line though. We want to pretty much fill it in. Oops, I grabbed a little bit of blue, that's all right. A bit of burnt umber. I want to get rid of all these little snowflakes that are in here because, well, I guess we'll be adding snow on top anyway, so it won't matter. Sorry, I'm talking to myself.
That's okay.
Never mind.
Everybody who's been following you understand.
They know. That's normal. Nothing new. Okay. Grabbing some yellow oxide and some of this phthalo green. And if you notice when I'm pulling my paints, if you're new to painting, fairly new, it's important to kind of keep the integrity of the main color solid. You know, you don't want to dip straight into the middle of your puddle to get to mix anything, because that way your yellow oxide turns into a big muddy mess. So just pull from the side, and then I can pull from the side if I need to mix a different color. You know, on here I've still got plenty of room over here to work with the color without immediately ruining it, the whole thing. If that makes sense. So always pull from the side of your paint puddles. Paint puddles? Is that paint daubs? I don't know. All right, so I've mixed up some of that yellow oxide with my unbleached titanium, and now I'm going to start, you'll be able to see this better. I'm going to start kind of to structure this tree, and just going to do these layers of brush strokes going from the bottom out, leaving a little bit of dark space in between. And here we need to do this one a little closer. We don't want to go all the way to the edge with it. Can they see that okay? Mm-hmm. Do we need to zoom in at all? We're okay? Maybe. There we go. Move it over. Okay. I think I'm going to bring this snow over because I don't like how that tree kind of cuts off right there. So I'm going to disappear that, and we'll just bring that snow over a little bit so it's underneath our tree. There we go. That'll work. So I'll bring some of this tree down and kind of almost in front right there. And let's do some of this tree behind with this highlight color. Now you'll be able to see it. I'm going to start right at the top and do some layers. I really got into the Christmas spirit this week because I read this book about Charles Dickens and how he wrote the Christmas Carol. And I think it turned out to be kind of fiction-ish. So there was a ghost involved, which I didn't know happened in real life. So I don't think it was completely real. But but it was an entertaining book anyway. And definitely got me into the Christmas spirit. If you've never read The Christmas Carol, I would highly recommend it. I know everybody's probably seen it on TV, but there's something about the actual book that is pretty special. Shout out to Dickens.
Good old Chuck.
That's right.
Chuck knew how to lay it down.
He surely did.
He had some jazz music playing in the background.
I don't think so.
No? Okay.
He's an interesting character, that's for sure. He wrote some good books. All right, so I think that's good. I kind of tucked my Christmas tree coming out there a little bit, so we can figured it's big enough. We'd probably see it on the other side of that house a little bit. I'm really, if you've not caught on yet, I'm really kind of making this up as I go along. So it's been that kind of a week. Christmas time is always like that. It's just like I always feel like I'm just trying to keep up with what's going on.
Yes, late last night, the stress level was a little high.
Yeah.
And then like, oh my goodness, we got so many shows to do and plan out.
I had to write it all down.
And
I felt better once I had it written down.
Then you got your Christmas cookie party you're doing with your friends locally here. And,
yeah.
And you just mailed out like 700 some odd Christmas cards.
That was interesting. The postman was not happy with me. He sighed a few times. We got the sigh.
Yep.
It was the international folks. Sorry, guys. You put the postman's stress level into the next level.
Pushed him over the edge.
Yeah, pushed him over the edge a little bit.
But he didn't go postal.
No, he did not. He didn't. He was a good sport about it. All right, so I'm going to mix it up a kind of a light-ish brown. It's just burnt umber and yellow oxide here. My first one had a bunch of this green in it somehow, so... and we'll use that kind of as the base for our house. So put that in first. And then we'll put some like stones over the top of our cabin. Make it look a little more rustic.
Just give you an update.
Yeah.
89 more to go.
Ooh. I bet you anything it's going to happen in the middle of the night. We're going to be in the middle.
It could be during the show. I mean,
you think?
We got more people who are watching the first time. Hit the subscribe button. Push in a little over that magical 100,000 sub.
That would be amazing. We'll be on whenever it happens. We'll be doing a live show, and that will be the show that we will have our brush guys gift certificates, our golden paint set, and
a new car.
Poinsettia. No,
not a new car.
The poinsettia. Oh. This one. So we'll be giving away the poinsettia and the brush guys gift certificates to get some for your brushes and a paint set from Golden Paints. So pretty sweet.
And we do appreciate them donating.
Absolutely. Yes.
So that Angela reached out to them and they generously donated to help celebrate the 100,000 show.
They did. All right, let me see what I want to do here. I'm just figuring out what brush I want to use here. I think I'll use the square one. This one's the number 2 Bright. We'll fill in the roof color. That actually is going to be similar to this. It's going to be snow covered, so we'll go ahead and put that bluish color on top here. And you notice I'm not being super particularly careful with the paint application here because a lot of this is going to be kind of distorted under glass anyways, so we can be a little bit more impressionistic with it. Our edges don't have to be as hard and crisp. So I'm just going to do like that. And I'm kind of leaving a little bit of shadow as well. That'll just leave a little bit of that black background between it, and I won't have to go back and shadow that area later. Right? I love that noise. I like that better than the cowbell.
Better than the cowbell?
It's awesome.
Yeah, but they didn't say, I need more jingle bells.
That's true.
It just didn't work. But thank you to Donna, who says, thank you so much for your tutorials. Love your paintings. Angela and Mark, you are such fun.
Oh, thank you, Donna.
Thank you so much, Donna. We appreciate it.
Mm-hmm. Let's do a little bit of burnt sienna and quinacridone magenta. Maybe, nah, let's do the cad red. We'll do a nice red brick on the chimney. All right, that's good. So cute. All right, let's use this color on the front door too. I'm going to go right up high. Filling this whole thing with this color. We'll put in some highlights later with the lights and everything, but it's just easier. I find it's faster to not have to paint around details like windows and things. Just paint the whole thing and then paint your little details on top. Acrylics are nice that way. You can layer and they cover over each other really well. So there's no reason to slow yourself down and paint around everything meticulously. Oh, this is getting closer. Love it. Let's grab a little bit of this Cadmium Red Light in our yellow, or Cadmium Yellow Medium. We'll mix up a bright yellow-orange, and we'll use that for our glow in our window here. Window's all lit up. Okay. I love painting little things like this. I don't know, something about the little stuff is super fun for me. I always have enjoyed it. I like painting the big stuff too, but I think I prefer these little things. Now before we do anything else, I'm going to grab a little bit of that cadmium red. Hopefully this is dark enough, and I'm going to do some just lines in my door with that. Brighten it up through that darker paint so it looks like kind of slats of wood maybe. I'm going to grab a little bit of black and just outline that door a little bit so it's a little bit more visible. Now this kind of thing, like the outlining, can be done with paint pens too. So if you're more comfortable using a pen, I would say invest in some. They've got really great acrylic paint pens out right now in the market, and it takes out, takes some of that pressure off, because a lot of times working with a brush can be difficult for folks if they're just new to painting. This is burnt umber, and I'm just darkening up this area to the side right here and here. Ooh, another super chat.
Yes, I'm trying to sneak them in while you're teaching.
Okay, thanks.
This time's from Deborah. Thank you so much for your support.
No comment?
And generosity.
Just from Deborah.
Oh, wait a minute.
Oh.
Would love to see more tanks painted. And holiday,
I don't believe she said that.
Holiday themes, Easter, Christmas, whatever. Just.
I kind of don't think that's true.
Oh, well, too bad you can't see chat right now.
I feel like I want a little dormer window right here on our house. Well, I don't know. Or maybe let's make this a little bit taller. I just feel like this is kind of a little too... So we'll make it a little bit taller right there. There we go. Just a lot of white roof there. Yeah, if we make it tall enough, we could probably fit another little window in there. Do a little round window up there. And then I think our door's dry enough. We can do our semicircle window on our door.
Okay, I'm going to throw in the fact.
Okay, go for it.
So the snow globe was invented by Irwin Percy.
Okay.
And it was trying to improve how dim light bulbs performed. And he noticed that there was a, who was it? I think it was a shoemaker that was using a globe full of water to help magnify light and reflect it. So he tried to add white semolina flakes to help with the reflections, and they noticed that it looked like snow. And that's the birth of the snow globe.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
And so then he started selling them, or what?
Yep.
Interesting.
So that the Percy made a miniature replica of the Basilica, the birth of Virgin Mary in Austria, and placed it in a water-filled globe, sealed it, mounted it to a gypsum base that he painted black.
Wow.
And it was our first snow globe.
Okay, I'm going to get rid of the one on the door. I think it's too much. We'll do just the one above it. We'll put a wreath on the door. That is pretty cool. It's amazing how many things get invented from unintentionally, like silly putty and, you know, things like that, where some of the best ideas you don't are made out of accidents.
True dat.
Let's grab some unbleached titanium, mix that with my red, and I'm just gonna make some highlights on my door here.
Oh, wait a minute. I didn't scroll down far enough.
Sorry.
There's controversy on the interweb.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Some say he didn't.
Yeah, well, they said they did, but there was earlier versions in Paris.
Uh-oh.
In the 1878 Paris Universal Exposition.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. Water-filled globes featuring a little man holding an umbrella in a white powder, which when paperweights...
I was going to say that. I thought...
That's what you thought?
I thought that.
Probably.
I was like, I think... Not.
So there you go. Hashtag facts.
Nice. I like it.
Oh, wait a minute. I'm reading facts and I'm missing stuff.
Super tap.
So there's two here.
Ooh.
One from Pam. It
Thank
says,
you, Pam.
Happy Holidays from Mrs. Doubtfire.
Oh,
And this one is from Margaret. It says, thank you, Angela and Mark, for your time and effort you put into the videos. For us to have really helped me. For us, they have really helped me.
That's
Merry
awesome.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
So thank you to Margaret and to Pam.
Yes. That's awesome.
And they are keeping me busy
We
today.
had some laughter in my Facebook group with Pam because she made a Mrs. Claus
Oh,
to go
really?
with her Santa, and she looked uncanny. It was uncanny how much it looked like Mrs. Doubtfire.
Mrs. Doubtfire. Oh, okay.
So we were all posting Mrs. Doubtfire memes.
I wonder why she put that in and wonder why you found it funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't get it.
Yeah. It was, I mean, it's pretty cute. It was a great painting, and she did it all on her own. She drew it and everything. So, which is awesome. All right, so added a little bit of that snow to the top of our chimney, and I think we are ready to, I think that our light is ready to add a little bit brighter highlights. So
I didn't put on the disco lights for them.
Oh, man.
So there's the disco lights for them.
Nice.
And we'll throw in another one.
Nice.
From Third Graceful.
From Very Grateful?
Third Graceful.
Third Graceful.
And it says, thank you for inspiring me to paint again.
You are welcome.
Hey, no problem. Anything I can do to help.
I understand that. I spent a year without painting, almost 2 years when I went back to work full time. And when I got back into painting, it was like I don't know, it just felt like a homecoming. So I understand that feeling. Very, very happy to be part of that for you. It means a lot. All right, so added a little bit of white and a little bit of the cadmium yellow there. And I think let's go ahead and put our little cross pieces into our windows. So we'll use that brown. Actually, let's go ahead and switch to a really, really small brush, and that way we can get our fine lines in. If you add a little bit of water to your paint, make it kind of more of a milky consistency, you'll have an easier time when you're lining. Just rolls off the brush easier. Keeping my paints moisturized there. Spraying them down. And I'm going to wipe off the extra so I don't get any drips. And let's see, we're just going to do a middle one, middle line. I get a little stray hair there. And then 3 across. 1, try to get them even, if possible. There we go. Cute. Cute. Cute, cute, cute. All right. You know what? I feel like it needs more, so I'm going to go ahead and put in. That's better. And then this one we'll do a little cross, I guess. Like that. All right, now we can start putting in our stones on our house. So I'm going to get a small round brush. Just want it small enough that it's the size of the stones that we want. If we kind of flatten it out, that looks about right. So let's use our yellow oxide and some of the unbleached titanium. And we'll also use a little bit of this yellow oxide and burnt umber mixture. Add some more of the unbleached titanium to that. So we've got like 3 kind of colors of browns. We could also use a little bit of blue. I think I'm going to add a little bit of the Ultramarine Blue and Unbleached Titanium over here. So we have kind of a gray. Excuse me. There we go. A soft blue-gray color. Wipe off the extra, and then I'm just going to press my brush flat, really mush it down so that it makes a flat edge. If you have like a small flat brush that's this small, you could use that instead, but I'm just going to use that and do some random stones here and there on my cottage with this color, and then I'm going to switch and use the other colors as well and leave a little bit of that dark color between them. If you've done my tutorial where we did the stone house, the stone-faced house this is going to be kind of similar. We won't go into quite as much detail as we did on that one, but similar effect. So maybe do some of them bigger, some of them smaller. Remember where your dark part is there, so you can I got too close to my window there. Okay, grab that brown color. Really, if you wanted to do them all in the same color, it would be fine. It'd be pretty much the same. I don't know that you'll notice that much, but I tend to overcomplicate things. You know, I like a lot of detail. That's my tendency. Okay, there we go. So we've got a few little stones in there and a little cottage. Go a little bit farther out so we got a little color right up to the edge there. There we go. And don't worry if you go over your dark areas, we can just go in and we'll shade those back down a little bit. So let's grab our little tiny detail brush and we'll grab our black and we'll go around our window. And our window here. Any areas where we got too much of this color. Around the door maybe. There we go. And then I'm going to use that black and make some lines in our brick up here too, just to give it a little bit more detail. And then we'll give us a doorknob. We'll go and make that black. Right there. All right, I think that's good on the house for now. I'm gonna go ahead and just clean off my chalk lines so that I can see everything a little bit better. Dip my towel in the water and just gently wipe all of my chalk lines off. Looks good. Right, and now I'm going to grab a small stiff bristle brush. Could be a, like if you have a small brush like this that's kind of gotten all frizzed out over time, you can dip it into like a gel medium and make it really stiff. I'm going to use my Deerfoot, my good old Deerfoot here. Pick up a little bit of white. And we're just going to tap, tap, tap with this. Right along the top. It makes it like nice and fuzzy. The thing to remember is to leave just a little bit of your undercolor showing. Don't tap too much into one spot. So just kind of working up and down. I'm leaving a little bit of shadow areas on my snow so that it looks like it's kind of up there on drifts maybe. And I'm going to do the bright part right along that front edge and right along this edge, kind of overlapping just a little bit. If you're having a trouble controlling this, well, we can just use a flat brush. Let me try it with the flat brush and show you what it would look like. You can just stipple little dots. Just dab it on like this. Let's do a little bit up here. It's a slightly different look. It's not quite as fluffy, but it's still it still gets the same effect, just about. So I'm going to do it nice and bright right there. Kind of emphasize that roof line. And I'm going to grab a little bit of that ultramarine blue and black mixture with my white. That was my background of my snow, and I'm just going to kind of tap it along this ridge here just to give a little bit of detail. I can use my finger to kind of tap it out so it's not so noticeable, but that'll kind of reinforce that that's a separate part of the roof there. We could even bring it down a little bit lower. Maybe that's a good idea too. Let's do that. Bring it down just a slight bit lower so that it looks like it's separate from the rest of the roof line. That's my table, not me, sorry.
Mm-hmm. We keep telling everybody that.
Oh, goodness. One thing you do have to watch for is that when you use these Deerfoot stipplers or any stipplers that are natural bristles, they will get soft when you add water, so you really don't want to get them too wet. Let's go ahead and grab a little bit more of my white, and we'll start putting in our snowman. Yeah, mine got a little bit too wet. Here, he's getting a little floppy. Tap in my snowman. Leaving a little space in between the layers just so I have a little depth in them, like that. And then let's tap in our snow on our foreground underneath our tree. And don't go all the way down to the bottom. We want to leave this area darker. So just to right about there. All right. And then I can also use it up in our trees up here. We'll tap in a little bit of the snow up in our tree branches. Kind of do up and down and kind of hit the bottom edges of those tree branches so that that's where the snow would kind of accumulate.
We got a question. Now I got to find it. Deb wants to know, can you use fake snow paint?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, in fact, I did that on a painting last year at Christmas time. We did a white tree with snow. It was just white with red cardinals, real simple. So if you want to look that up, I used it in that video. I can kind of show how to do it. I did way too much right here. I got talking and wasn't paying attention. So we're just going to go back with some green and fix that.
So does that work better than the real snow paint?
The real snow paint, it's a little bit trickier to work. It's Snowtex is what I was using.
So there's a difference between
gummy.
Fake snow and real snow?
It's it's like a paste,
oh, here,
so it goes on thicker.
Oh, wow, look at that. That's
Oops,
pretty cool.
I just got a little on my...
Yeah, I see that.
It just fell off. But yeah, it goes on kind of gummy, so you really need it, put it on with a palette knife or something like that. But they do have, I don't have it up here, but they do have like a smaller applicator tip one that I used on that video, and it made it a lot easier to get into the smaller detailed areas. To Deco Art. Shout out to Deco Art, sent me that. Ooh, super chat.
The super chat goes out to Maureen. Says Merry Christmas, and for Mark, more tanks. Boom.
I think it's
best super chat ever.
I think it's a conspiracy. There, got all these people. I don't think they're really donating anything. I think you're just doing that over there to make me think that they want tanks.
Here, let me take a picture of the screen here real quick. I'll email it to you.
Okay. I'm going to dip into that white and just going to dab on some
Oh, and we're calling
snow over the top here.
We're calling it Jingle Moo also.
Jingle what?
Jingle Moo.
Oh, Jingle Moo. That's awesome. I love it. Instead of moo, it's Jingle Moo. That's great. Yeah, we do normally do cowbell for those who are new to the channel. So whenever we do super chat, we usually ding the cowbell. So, and everybody says moo in chat. So that's awesome. Got to bring everybody up to speed, you know. Okay, cute. I think it's looking pretty good. Definitely coming along. So I wanted to grab a little bit of that blue. I don't think I'm going to use that phthalo blue at all. I'm going to use it in my pathway here. And just kind of do some shadowed path there. And then I can also kind of tap it around over the top of that snowman snow. Now that we've got a nice bright layer, just kind of tap in a little bit of color to shadow it. I'll put in his little details. I'm going to switch to a small face, or small brush. I can put in his little face. And actually, let's give him a hat. So we'll get that. Should we do, let's do a stock, let me think. Yeah, we'll do a top hat on him. So you want to kind of cut off the top of the head a little bit with that, and then do your little square on top of that. And then I'm going to grab a little bit of white and just add a little highlight there and a little highlight along the top rim, make it easier to see. While we've got, grab some green and we'll do a green wreath on the front door. Just tapping a little bit of greenery there. Grab our lighter color from our pine trees and do a little bit of that as well. Let's do some greenery down underneath the window here too, like it's got a little window box with some greenery in it. There. Get a little bit of white, just adding a little bit of white highlights. It's all about contrast. You just want enough contrast in each color. You know, if you notice, I do a light color version and then darker color version. So with the door, we started with the dark, we added light, kind of medium color, and then we added the lighter color. Same thing with this. We want to have a little bit of the darker green. We'll put a little bit of it underneath our greenery, and then we can kind of see the lighter colors popping through. Let's put some green or some red berries in our greenery there. Let's add a little red stripe to his hat. Grab a little bit more white and do a nice bright highlight right along the top, like maybe he's getting a little snow on the top of his hat. And then to make it look a little bit more rounded, I'll just add a little bit of black to my red and shadow the edges so that it kind of makes that ribbon look like it's round. Okay, we're getting there. We can even use this dark red color to shadow on the door again if we need to. And then I'm going to grab some of that brown and add a little glazing liquid to the burnt umber. Or just water. And we'll just shadow on some of these rocks in between them to give them a little bit of depth, a little bit of separation. Just that one little extra detail will really make a difference on these ones and make them more dimensional.
We're down to 78.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
If you're watching Angela right now, you just tuned in, hit the subscribe button.
70.
We're 78 away from the 100,000.
What were we when we started? 90 something?
We were at 99.8 something.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so about 30, 40 people have subscribed.
That's amazing. Could happen tonight then.
It could.
It could. Or it could happen at 2 a.m. and then
just paint slower and it'll be during this video. 7 hours later. Poor Mona is falling asleep at her keyboard there in Sweden.
Like, I can't do it. Can't do it. All right, so I wanted to give our little tree a ribbon, or our thing a ribbon, but then our door's red, so I guess we'll do it kind of like a gray, like it's a silver ribbon or something. Do white and a little tiny touch of black. Do kind of circle, circle, and little ribbon. There we go. We'll give a little highlight to the door. Whoop, doorknob. There we go. Grab some black, put some eyes on our snowman. I had to get a snowman in this year, you know. I couldn't go a year without painting a snowman. Whoops. Got him a little too big there. I was trying to fix it. This brush is not working for me. I'm gonna have to switch to a different brush. It had like one hair that's sticking off weird.
I'll put that one on timeout.
Yeah, it's gone on timeout. He's not coming back.
It's gonna sit over there and watch the other brushes perform.
Yep.
Be on TV.
This is how you do it.
You act up. We ain't got time for that.
Going in the timeout corner. He's going in the timeout corner. For sure.
You're not gonna be famous.
All right, let's give him a nose here. I've mixed up my orange. Really, you could use cadmium orange instead if you don't have cadmium red light. And so I mixed cadmium red light and my yellow. And then I'm mixing burnt umber with a little bit of the cadmium red light, and we'll shadow the bottom of our carrot there. I'm definitely putting a lot more detail in this than needs to go in here.
Okay, so Mona said that if it's the middle of the night here, she'll call and wake us up.
Thank you, Mona.
When we hit the 100,000.
She'll be watching for us and let us know. Okay.
When that call
she'll be the only one watching. She'll win everything.
When that call comes in at 2 a.m.
Yeah. Oh, gosh. That's funny. And our winner is Mona again. Fancy that. I love it. I'm going to grab a little bit of white, and I'm just going to put a little highlight in one of these window panes. Like, if you want to get fancy, you could put a little mini Christmas tree inside. Wouldn't that be cute? If you did it on a bigger canvas, I would totally, like, if you had room, you could really go to town, and we could put lights in our trees. There's all kinds of things we could do.
Yellow in the snow.
No.
No? Oh, so we're not doing realistic? Okay.
If this was a house with boys, there might not be that. Or what?
Or schnoodles.
Or schnoodles, yeah, exactly. And a little bit of white highlights to our buttons there. Oh, he's turning out so cute. Let's give him, what color should a scarf be? We'll go ahead and use the Phthalo blue since we haven't used it yet. We'll make a turquoise with the phthalo green and phthalo blue mixed evenly. And then we'll grab some white. A pretty color. I think that'll be good. Introduce a new color here. Give him a scarf. We'll put a little bit of that darker color underneath. Okay, I'm getting globbed up here. I'm trying to move too fast. There we go. Little darker color underneath. And then we'll have it going off this side, I think. We don't want it competing with our house. So we'll grab that lighter color and just highlight those there and there. And a little bit more white. Dark, medium, light, right? Every time. Dark color, medium color, and then the lighter color. And the lighter color is often your least used of the three. You want just a little hint of the highlight, and that's what makes everything kind of pop. If you do too much of it, then it all kind of washes out. Let's do this darker color under here a little bit more. Okay. Good, I didn't give him a mouth. I don't tend to do mouths on my snowman. I don't know why, that's just my thing. You totally can put mouths on yours if you want. It's just my thing. Okay, gonna grab some of that brown. He does need arms though, so we'll give him some little arms. I need a smaller brush though. I'm going through the brushes today. Let's add a little bit of unbleached titanium so it shows up. There we go. And now I don't want his hand to be in front of the house. Where do I want it to go? I guess it'll have to be up here. Adding a little bit of unbleached titanium there to highlight it. Try to keep it small if you can. All right, and then one more layer of white. Now that this white is dried, we can brighten it up one more time. And then we can add our highlights on our snow globe and we'll be done. Just grabbing a small round brush. Trying to get some clean white here. There we go. Tap in. Our bright, bright, bright white.
Cassandra says the snowman looks like he's being stuck up, or being robbed. Or he's waving like, hey, over here.
Help me.
Get me out of here.
Yeah.
Oh, what brush are you using now?
This is the number 1 round. I've used this one quite a bit. It's been a good kind of size for this small canvas. So this painting is going to be given away tomorrow during our Patreon live show.
Welcome to Crazy Angela's. Come on down.
I know. We're just giving away everything. Stuff. I know. It's that kind of week. It's Christmas.
It is.
I love that the 100,000 thing happened at Christmas. We weren't sure when it was going to happen. We were hoping to hit 100,000 by the end of the year, but we just didn't know when it would, fall exactly. And you never can predict anything with YouTube anymore. It's got a mind of its own. So, yeah, it's been exciting, and I'm really excited that it happened at Christmas time, because now we can kind of tie that in. We were able to give out Christmas cards with our Patreon. We hit one of our Patreon goals and sent. Oh, I'm zoomed in and I'm painting over where you're not.
Okay, sorry.
So
I'll zoom out.
It's been a fun month. Definitely been fun. A lot of interesting things happening. I'm grabbing a little bit of that blue. So, my snowman's cheek's getting bigger and bigger there. I just need to stop messing with him.
So Marty wants to know what brand brush, not just the size.
Oh, this is the Princeton. My Princeton Summit brushes. These are the ones that I prefer the most. They're like a white, I don't know if they're not Taklon or nylon, I'm not sure, but they've got a really good spring. They're a little bit firmer than the Simmons Taklon brushes, so I'm thinking they might be a different fiber. Anyhow, but I have them in almost every size there is, and I really like them because they're kind of just right for the kind of painting I like to do. Now, I also like the Royal Langnickel Zen brushes. Those are the cheaper version that are on my Brush Guys list, and actually down in the description I've got the website link to the Brush Guys for the brushes, and then to my Amazon store where you can buy the paints and canvases, and I didn't do a practice, but I usually have a practice pad that I work on as well. So all that's in my store now, so it's all like one-stop shop. You don't have to go to the links. It's all in that one place, which is nice. All right, I'm liking that. I think that's probably good enough. We'll call it good. I could work on that for days, working on more details, more and more stuff, but I think we'll call that good. Zoom out a little bit so I can work on the...
Okay, people are calling for lights on the house.
What lights on the house?
Like Christmas lights.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah, but would it be cute?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'd definitely be cute. It'd have to be... I'm trying to think of what color we'd have to use. We'd have to use like yellow.
Well, there's some white lights on there right now. I can see them. No? All right.
Let's use the orange color. That'll be the base for our yellow lights, and we'll put them. So where do they need to be? Along here, I guess.
Yeah.
That's fun. Okay. Little lights. Good idea. I only didn't think of that because we never do lights on our house anymore.
We have a bunch.
We do have a bunch. We have a ton.
It's just so much work putting them up and taking them down.
I know. It never happens anymore.
Oh, we had those blasted icicle lights years ago.
Yeah.
And I spent hours. I laid them all out around the house on the ground, plugged them in, and worked hours on them, getting them all working.
Mm-hmm.
And then, they're all working, unplugged them, hung them up on the edge of the house, the gutters, plugged them in, and sections of them weren't working. Oh, I was...
So now we've got like the Christmas vacation thing going here. We went a little overboard with the lights, I think. Probably didn't need them at the top of the... I don't know. Let me see. I'm going to take those off. I just don't think I like those very much. Let's see if those will come off.
Oh, now they want a leg lamp in the...
in the window.
Windows, yeah.
Oh gosh, now I've got yellow snow up here, so this is not good. All right, there we go. I got them off.
There's our yellow snow. It's from the reindeer on the roof.
Oh gosh. You're bad. All right, let's put a little bit of yellow and white mixed together here. Well, I'm really, if you notice, I'm not putting a lot of detail in these. I'm just kind of dabbing on. Don't really need a whole huge amount of detail, but that'll be enough. Well, if you want to get real fancy, you could give your snowman some lights that he's hanging up to, but or make them all different colors. I don't know, I think our tree needs some lights. We need to do it in the tree. If we're going to do the houses, we might as well do the trees too, right?
You know what? We might as well.
You're such a... You sound so excited about it. You're like... Little dabs. Going in with the darker color first, and then going back in with my brighter yellow. There we go. Cute. Yeah, we gotta do the other tree too, I guess. Yeah, gotta do it.
And you get a light, and you get a light.
Exactly.
Everybody gets a light.
Everybody gets lights. I did mine too big on this tree. But, sorry, whoever's getting this. It's not my problem anymore. Nope. Trying to do a good job for you. Okay. There we go. Well, let's go ahead and put red too. Well, actually, let's put some of that Quinacridone Magenta since we got some in the background. Let's use a little bit of that with in our trees. A little bit of white.
And there's one blob of white there that hasn't been used yet.
Yeah, that's for the globe because it's transparent. When we do the transparent effects on the snow globe, there we go. All right, now we're really talking Christmas. We're definitely Christmas now. I don't like that I have like a straight line right here in my tree, so I'm going to grab some green and break that up. Okay. Looks good. Zoom on out there, hun, so we can see the whole thing. We're almost there. All right, so we definitely need more. Look how much darker that dried than when we first put it on. So we'll grab the Unbleached Titanium and some of that burnt sienna, and I'm just going to highlight along the front of my snow globe, just kind of running it back and forth. Like that. Give it a little shadow. We'll grab some more burnt sienna and pull a little bit of that along that edge. Maybe get some of that brighter color off first. There we go. Just kind of dry brushing side to side. Do the same thing over here. And then grabbing the burnt umber mixed with that burnt sienna. And pull that from the side as well. Go all the way to the edge with it. You kind of hear it kind of scratching. You know, it's kind of creating that, grabbing the texture. We're not using a lot of paint. It's just kind of dry brushing. You can use a little bit more paint if you are more comfortable with that. Use whatever kind of blending techniques that you find most easy for you. So if you've done several paintings and you know a certain way that you like to do something like this. You don't have to do it exactly the way I'm doing it here. Okay, that's good, I think. Oh, I just put on the light and kind of come in on the outsides with the dark, and then for the dark again, and then I did the light again. And then any places that it was too bright or something, I just tone it down with a little bit of that brown. All right, so while I've got that kind of light brown on my brush, I'm gonna grab some of that glazing medium. That's the highlight color. And I'm going to use it underneath here, and I'm going to glaze just a little bit of that because it'll probably be picking up a little bit of that brown up on this underside of our glass. So we'll just start there and kind of lightly drag a little bit of that color up the sides. And let's grab some of our yellow and some glazing medium. And I haven't cleaned out my brush. So it still has a little bit of that brown color in it, so it's not straight yellow. And we'll use a little bit of that. We're just going to kind of build these layers up kind of slowly. Glazing liquid will help it not get too much too soon. So do a little bit in the middle here too. It's going to be picking up these lights as well on the outside here. So I'm going to grab a little bit brighter yellow and do a little bit of yellow random flicks in our globe, and always kind of following that curve. There we go. You okay?
Yeah, I was trying to see. You're using the glazing, golden glazing.
Golden glazing liquid.
Okay.
And this was just yellow here at first, and then I'm going to grab some and clean that out really well. And I'm just using my angle brush. Grab some of that ultramarine blue with glazing liquid and some white. Let's put in some highlights right along that edge. So kind of shadow from right up to that edge. This is the color, or similar to the color that we used to outline our globe, snow globe. We're just trying to make it look a little bit more rounded, sort of softening up that curvature. There. Grab some darker blue here, and I'm going to go right down here and use some of that darker blue just to give it a nice shadow right there. There we go. Let's grab some of our green. We're basically just going to be using all of the colors that we used in our house and on the outside, just adding little touches of them here and there on our glass, because it's going to pick up the light. If you look at the reference pictures, there's all kinds of different colors going on in the glass, and it's just because it's reflecting. It's picking up the reflection of the tree maybe over here, so we might see a little bit of green up there. If you get it too much, you can just kind of wipe it off there. good. So got a little bit of green, got a little bit of, let's put a little bit of red. Grab our cadmium red and our actually let's grab a little bit of Quinacridone Magenta too, make a cross between this red and the red inside. And if it's too dark, we can add a little white. We'll see what it looks like at first here. Probably needs a little white. So let's add just a, actually I'm not forgetting my Zinc White. We'll use that. Mix that Zinc White with my red. There we go. I'm going to add there we go. Just a little kind of random dots and dashes, and always kind of being aware of that curvature. So I'm always kind of, if I'm pulling a line, I'm sort of pulling it in the, following that curve of the outside of the glass. Okay, I think that's good. Once we get our colors in there, we can go back in with our white and use just straight white. And this is that Zinc White, so it's transparent. And we'll use it to add a nice big curved highlight right there. We'll add a bright spot right there. Go along this side and add kind of a line. This is where curving that tree really makes it, isn't that interesting how that works? But by curving it, it really emphasizes that roundness of the snow globe. Go. Okay, and then I'm going to go in with some real bright white, just straight bright. This is, like we said, we don't want to overdo this color because this is our brightest highlight. So we're just going to use it up here. I'm going to do a line up there, another line kind of like that. Go over here and do a bright highlight right there. And maybe over the top right there. I'm just kind of looking at it and seeing, let's do one like along the edge there. All right, what do you think, hun? Need more?
Let me see the subscriber count. We'll see.
Is that the deciding factor, whether it's good or not? All right, so now I'm going to grab my white.
We're still 69 short. It's better not interrupt my dinner tonight. That's all I'm saying, you people. Just, first of all, let me apologize to everybody in the future watching this video. 2018, 19 painting Christmas stuff.
Right.
And all we're talking about are subscribers.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Hopefully by then we'll have way more than 100,000. We'll see.
101 hopefully. At least.
Yes, there you go. I'm just adding little dabs of snow over the top. And being strategic about it, kind of, because I don't want to cover over anything important. If you wanted to, you could get out your toothbrush and do some toothbrush again, but I think...
Here, real quick, had a real art question come up.
Yep.
I don't know what the person was thinking about, but okay. Cynthia wants to know, if you don't have zinc can you use titanium with the glazing liquid?
Yes, yes, definitely. Sorry, yeah, I didn't mention that, but yes, that's definitely the way to go. All right, I think, did I catch everything? I don't know. I'm feeling like I'm missing something, but. So I got the snowman, I got his arms, I got.
There's no flowers.
No, there's no flowers. Well, there could be. These could be flowers in the flower box there.
Okay.
So that makes me happy. I feel like this probably needs a little bit more of a highlight, so I'll go ahead and add. I'm gonna grab my little bit smaller brush here and grab a little bit of unbleached titanium. We'll go ahead and use the glazing liquid. And I'll just use a, ooh. I'm gonna go kind of low with it. And I'm sort of using the curve that's happening in the bottom here too. I don't think I mentioned that, but when I'm doing this, I'm not going straight across. I'm curving it, like, you know, cupping it just a little bit so that it's slightly curved to follow that curvature of the base. All right, zoom out there. Let me see what we got here. Okay, yeah, I like it. It's cute. A little winter wonderland in there. Let me grab my I'll use gold since it's Christmas time. Let me use my gold Molotow. It's a 1.5 crossover tip, so it's a fairly small tip pen. It works really good for signatures because it's acrylic ink, and this is what I was saying before. If you don't like to draw, you have to press down to get that ink started, or the paint started. Actually, it's paint. This is acrylic paint, so it goes on really well, and you can glaze over it and all that good stuff. So works really just like paint. And that's also in my Amazon baskets down there. So if you click on the gift guide link, it will take you there. So this will be given away tomorrow to our Patreon folks that show up for the live show for the covered bridge. We'll be giving this one away. And let's go ahead and give away the t-shirt, the sweatshirt. Let me show it. It is a 2X, but it fits like a large, really. It's a women's, it's called a slouchy sweatshirt. So it's got a little bit bigger neck to it, a little bit wider neck. And I'm not going to show the whole thing, but it's got the stick man on there and stick girl and the palette and brushes. I don't want to get paint on it, so I'm going to keep it out of the way. So, do you have our question?
I do. I thought you were going to ask it.
Okay, I'll ask it. So our question is, what does it say on the sweatshirt? Finish this sentence.
First one in chat.
First one in chat that gets this right. My sweater is just in the blank. Go. I'm going to put a little bit more, notice right here. I feel like there needs to be some white down here, down low. There we go. Nobody?
Okay, we got a winner.
Okay.
It's funny because it must be a blocked word.
Oh, no. It was blocking it?
Yeah, it's blocked. Okay, so Michelle won.
Did she get blocked?
Yeah,
she said
everybody's getting blocked.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. Okay. So congratulations to Michelle.
We will get with you. Go ahead and get her information if you can.
They'll just have to send it to us through.
Yeah, Michelle, send me an email to angelafineart@gmail.com.
I got your name.
And
And hold on.
One more super chat.
During the contest, a super chat came in.
Nice.
From Laurel. It says, Merry Christmas. You both are awesome. This is so pretty.
Oh, thank you, Laurel.
Extra jingle bells.
Yes. We really appreciate you guys. It's been an amazing year. Oh, what?
You got to paint an ornament.
Oh, that's right. We got to do Stickman. Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, we got to add something to him. Okay. So what should we give him then?
Snow globe.
Okay. All right, we'll do one down low here. It's going to be hard to paint a snow globe with. I was going to put him in a snow globe, but I don't think I can fit him in one because of the shape of the... Should we just have him holding one? We'll have him holding a snow globe right here. He'll be holding one.
That'd be all right.
Give him a little brown base. This is our mascot, Snow or Stickman. He comes out. You need to zoom in so you can see what I'm doing here. This is too far away. Okay, sorry. We'll just put a little tree inside of it because I don't think I can fit anything else. So we'll just put a little tree inside the Stickman snow globe. There. He's got a little snow globe. So cute.
People put down the and finish the sentence answer. Washer.
What?
The sweater's just in the washer.
That's awesome. Did you say what the winning answer was? I don't think we did.
It's the ugly stage.
That's right. It's just in the ugly stage.
All right, so that Stickman's going to be a giveaway also.
He will be. He will be given away sometime this next week, probably.
This next week, yep.
And we'll be doing that on Instagram. So
correct.
If you're not,
follow on Instagram.
Yeah, follow us on Instagram. We'll be posting the links on Facebook as well. So if you follow us on Facebook, but our Stickman on the shelf is showing up all over Instagram this month. He's going to be all over the studio. We had fun taking pictures of him today. Should we show him? Let's show Stickman on the shelf. Here he is in person, right here. If you want to make your own Stickman, that's just one looped Chanel here, and then loop a different one down here and twist it until you get legs. That was super easy, actually. It was a lot easier than I thought it would be. So we've been posing him around the studio, and he's been getting into all kinds of trouble. So, all right, I'm going to leave him right there and say thank you so much, guys. Merry Christmas to you. We've really enjoyed getting to do this with you today, and we will be back tomorrow and maybe later tonight. I don't know, whenever the 100,000 hits. So keep your eye on that if you want to, and I'll be posting it on Facebook when we start going live.
Right.
So if you're
in the Patreon videos tomorrow at 3.
Yes, and if you want to get notified of the live shows when they go live, there is a little notification bell. So if you are subscribed and you click on that little bell next to the subscribe button, it'll send you an email. So that's an easier way of tracking it than having to check back in YouTube. It'll just send you an email when we go live. So you might want to do that if you want to be around for the live shows, for the giveaways. All right, thanks, guys. We'll see you next time. Bye.